Hey Naomi, I just sent this month's child support payment.
Wow, a day early?
I'm traveling for business starting tomorrow. I wanted to make sure it arrives in time.
Oh, okay. I see you're as busy as ever. You never change, do you? You always working is why I got tired of being with you. And also why you lost custody of Sandra.
Honestly, it still doesn't make sense to me. You cheated on me, you broke up our marriage. Why did you get custody of Sandra?
The judge clearly thought you were too focused on work to raise Sandra properly.
I guess you do have a point. I traveled a lot for my work. My parents have already passed, my sister is married and lives in another state. I don't even have any relatives who could help me out. I wanted to make sure Sandra has a good life. That's why I agreed to overpay child support. I'm giving you $2,500 a month. Double what you were legally entitled to.
Yeah, your salary is basically your only redeeming quality. Thanks to you, we're doing quite well. Much appreciated.
Make sure you use it for Sandra.
I know.
By the way, you're gonna get Sandra a cell phone? She's old enough to have her own.
Why do you ask?
She's a sophomore in high school. All the girls her age have phones. It's the only way they can keep in contact with one another. I figured Sandra might be missing out on a social life without me.
She's not really interested in having a phone.
Really? It could be good to have one if she ever got into trouble. I thought it would be for the best if she had one.
Is that all you want? I have to go to work now. Can this conversation be over? I'll think about the phone.
Okay, thanks. Give my love to Sandra.
Hey, Dad. Sorry to message you so late. It's me, Sandra.
Sandra? Is it you? Really?
Yeah. I found your number in Mom's phone.
Oh, I see. I guess your mom finally gave you a phone then.
Yeah. Mom got me one when I got into high school. All the other girls had one. And I guess Mom was hearing from a lot of friends that she should get me one. So, she wasn't really thrilled about it, though.
Oh, well, I'm glad you finally got one. Thanks for messaging me.
I'm glad to talk to you, Dad.
But wait, last time I talked to your mom, you said that you weren't interested in getting a phone. Did you change your mind?
I think she probably just didn't want us talking to each other.
You think so?
I've had a phone for a while now, Dad. She was lying to you.
Well, I guess I can see why she would feel that way. She'd probably get jealous if you were talking to me without her knowing.
Hey, Dad. About custody. I'm living with Mom right now, but that's only until I'm 15, right? Then I can choose who I want to live with, can't I?
Yeah, that's right. Wow, you were listening pretty well during the divorce.
I want to live with you, Dad.
You do?
All I need is somewhere to sleep. Anywhere is fine. I'll work to earn my own money for food, and I'll clean around the house.
Sandra, are you okay?
I think you might need to help me out with the paperwork and stuff for transferring schools, but I'll do as much as I can by myself, okay?
Sandra, slow down. You're aware how far I live, right? You're in New York and I'm in Ohio.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine living anywhere, Dad. I don't mind moving. All I need is for you to say it's okay.
Sandra, why are you asking me about this all of a sudden?
Well, Mom got a new boyfriend.
Boyfriend, huh?
I mean, Mom's single, so it's whatever. She can date whoever she wants, even if she has a daughter. But she kicks me out whenever he comes over to our house.
No?
I understand, and that's partially why I go to work as often as I can after school. But he's staying overnight more often lately.
Wait, she kicks you out of the house overnight?
Yeah, but there's a nice older lady living across the street who lets me stay with her, so that's not a huge problem.
No, that's a really big problem.
Also, I'm working 3 jobs, but we're still having trouble paying for food. I've lost 30 pounds this last year.
You what? I'm giving her more than enough in child support.
You are? She said that you haven't paid any child support since I started high school.
What?
She said your company went bankrupt, so you couldn't pay anymore.
That's not true at all. My company is doing great. I've been paying her $2,500 a month, same as before.
You're paying that much?
I don't believe it. She's been lying to you about child support. What is she doing with that money?
Like I said, Dad, I don't want to live here anymore. Mom's not here right now, so I thought this might be my only chance to talk to you about this.
I understand everything, Sandra. Let's meet up and talk in person. I have the day off tomorrow. I'll take the first flight there in the morning. Can you meet me at the airport without Mom noticing?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, wait for me at the arrival gate.
Gotcha. I can't wait to see you, Dad. Hey, Dad. Thanks for yesterday.
No problem, Sandra. Where are you staying tonight?
My teacher's house. She said she talked to you about our situation and said I could stay here whenever I want. So here I am. LOL.
Glad to hear it. Well, lucky you got placed with such a trustworthy teacher. Tell her I said thanks again.
Will do.
Okay, so just like we planned, we'll aim to get you out of there during summer break, okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much for helping me, Dad. I know you're really busy with work.
Don't worry about it, it's not a problem at all. You're my daughter, and family always comes first. You can rely on me for anything.
Thanks, Dad. I love you.
Matt, what's going on? What did you say to Sandra?
What's your problem?
She says she doesn't want to live with me, that she wants to move in with you. It sounds like you've been talking to each other an awful lot, Matt. How dare you? I am her mother. I have custody of her.
When she's 15, she can choose for herself, Naomi.
What?
Don't you remember? The judge said we should consider transferring custody to me once Sandra's 15.
Wait. You're always traveling for business, though. You can't take care of her. You might be financially capable, but you'll be gone all the time. What will you do while she's home alone?
About that, my company is creating a new headquarters here in Ohio. So I can keep doing my same job without having to travel as much. I'll be able to look after her just fine. And my sister and her husband are moving back into town, so when I'm gone, she can stay with them. There won't be any problem with her living with me.
No way.
Not to mention, you're in no position to be objecting to her choice.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've been sending you $2,500 a month in child support, Naomi. What have you been doing with that money?
Well, you know, the usual stuff. Her tuition, transportation, tutor, supplies. She's going to a good private school. You know that costs money, don't you?
Naomi, you know we've been talking to each other, Naomi. I know everything. How long are you going to keep lying to me? You said she was going to an expensive private school. So you can imagine my shock when Sandra told me what was actually going on. She's going to a public school. She rides a bike to school, so she doesn't even need any transport. She doesn't have a tutor, and on top of that, you lied to her and said I wasn't paying child support. You made her take 3 jobs to pay for living expenses. I was at a loss for words when I met her the other day for the first time in 3 years. She was nothing but skin and bones. She's lost 30 pounds when she should be growing. She's lost 30 pounds when she should be growing. Do you have any idea what you've been putting her through?
Oh, come on, she's just on a diet. Girls her age are sensitive about their weight.
I'm not finished. What's this I hear about you kicking her out of the house at night so you can be alone with your boyfriend? What the hell is wrong with you, Naomi?
Oh my God, she told you about that?
Yeah, she did, but that's not all. I hired a private detective.
You what?
I know you've been spending my child support payments on your boyfriend, Naomi.
Oh no.
I also understand that he's there with you right now. So I bet Sandra's been kicked out of the house as usual. Don't worry though, I've already arranged a safe place for her to stay. She's never coming back to you again, Naomi.
What? Why not?
It's Sandra's choice. I'm speaking to my lawyer tonight about taking over custody of her.
You can't do that. What am I supposed to do with her child support payments?
Yeah, the PI said you'd quit your job to spend more time with your boyfriend. But I'll be suing you to recover every single penny that you spent on your boyfriend or yourself instead of her. So you better find yourself a job, and quick.
Oh God, no. How much is that gonna be?
I'll have to talk to my lawyer for a more accurate calculation, but based on what I've heard from Sandra, you're looking at something around $60,000.
60 grand?
Roughly, yeah, like I said. My lawyer's working on it.
You hired a lawyer?
Yep, but I recommend you do the same.
Matt, wait just 1 second, please. I don't understand any of this. What should I do now?
Ask your lawyer. Goodbye, Naomi. I planned the timing for when Sandra's school went into summer vacation. This way, there wouldn't be any risk of Naomi coming to get her while she was at school. My former in-laws apparently talked some sense into her, so the custody transfer went smoothly. You should have seen the look on my face when the judge pounded his gavel. We found a great school for her in the area, and got her admitted just in time for the start of the new school year. Naomi, well, her parents cut her off. She went into debt to pay off the money she owed me. When her boyfriend learned where she was getting her money from, he dumped her. With no one to support her and nowhere to go, she had to leave New York. Last I heard, she was working at a dive bar in some podunk little town.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Ellie, you're all working late tonight to finish up some year-end work, and once we're done, we're gonna go out to celebrate.
What? Marshall, what are you thinking? You know my due date is a week away.
Yeah, and?
The baby could be born any minute. I need you to come straight home so we can be ready.
What? The baby's not due for a week. What are you so anxious about?
Marshall!
My mom told me a while ago that I was born 1 day early and my brother was born 2 days early. So I don't see any reason to worry about anything for at least a few more days.
Marshall, every pregnancy is different. A due date isn't a sure thing. It's just an estimate.
Would you listen to me? I'll be at home for the last 3 days until your due date. So get off my back. Don't try to use your pregnancy to control me, Ellie. Chill out already.
You think I'm using my pregnancy?
Look, just lay off of me until 3 days before your due date, got it? I'm going back to work now, so I'm not reading any more messages until I come home.
Marshall!
Hey, Ellie, you realize it's New Year's Eve, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course. There's only 3 days left until my due date, so I'm even more conscious of the calendar than usual.
Oh, so you did know? Then why aren't you cleaning the house?
Huh?
You always clean the house from top to bottom on New Year's Eve. Why haven't you done it yet? Get to work!
I've done what I can, Marshall. I can't do any more than this being so close to the birth. I'm not feeling well today, and I don't want to risk hurting the baby.
Excuse me?
I did a little bit in the morning, and I think I might have kinda pushed myself too far.
Oh, come on! All you did was wipe down the windows and tables. That's no different than what you always do every week.
You have to understand that these are not normal circumstances.
How little do you think of me? Don't you appreciate how hard I work to provide for you at all? You can't do even a little cleaning to show your thanks?
With the baby coming so soon, to be honest, I have way more important things on my mind.
You're unbelievable.
And besides, Marshall, where did you go? You said you were going to the store to get a snack, and you've been gone for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at a buddy's house, have a New Year's party tonight.
You what?
It's your fault for not cleaning the house. How am I supposed to relax and enjoy the new year in a filthy house? My buddy's a bachelor, and even his house is cleaner.
But Marshall, you said you'd be at home with me. The due date is 3 days. Don't you remember your promise?
That was when I thought you'd do your job. You want me to come home, clean the house from top to bottom? I don't want a single speck of dust left, got it?
Now? It's already 6 p.m.
Yes, now! You're not doing your part in this marriage, Ellie. Either clean the house tonight or we're getting a divorce. Stay up all night working if you have to.
Divorce? Are you out of your mind?
You've gotten lazy and controlling ever since you got pregnant. I mean, come on, really? Your due date being 3 days away is no excuse for not doing your work. Now get to it!
How many times do I have to tell you? A due date is an estimate. The baby could be born any time.
There you go again! You're still using your pregnancy to try and control me. You need to clean up your act and fast. I don't want you raising my kid to be a controlling little brat like you.
Did you just call me a brat?
Anyway, this conversation is over. Either clean the house tonight or I'm divorcing you tomorrow. Happy New Year!
Good Good morning, Ellie. Happy New Year. How are you feeling today?
Happy New Year, Mom.
I know things get awfully busy around the New Year, but remember, you and your baby's health comes first.
Thank you, Mom, but I'm sorry. I think me and your son might be getting divorced.
Divorced? Oh, what happened? Did something happen between you and Marshall?
I wasn't able to clean the house in time.
What? Clean the house? Why would you need to clean the house right now? You can do that anytime. Well, you do want your house to be clean and sanitary for your new baby, but that's something that Marshall can do for himself. Wait, weren't you going to stay with your family for the birth?
Well, no. I decided to stay here instead.
Oh, really?
My mother has already passed away, and I didn't want to be a burden on my father. He lives alone, and he isn't the best of health himself.
I was under the impression that you had found another relative who would take care of you at the last minute, so you decided to stay with them.
What?
I didn't think anything of it. After all, I did the same thing. I went to stay with an aunt of mine when my children were coming due, so I didn't say anything. But is that not the case?
No, it's not. I'm alone at home right now.
You're alone? But the baby could be born any minute. You're home alone.
Yeah.
And you were cleaning.
As much as I could, yeah. Marshall told me that if I didn't have the house clean by the morning, he'd divorce me. So I thought I should do as much as I possibly could. So I was doing a little bit at a time while making sure I wasn't overworking myself. But it was just too much.
Oh, I'll be right over. Marshall told me you were staying with a relative. I thought there was no need to worry. And so I only messaged you once in a while to check up on you because I didn't want to be overbearing. Oh, I can't believe it. What is Marshall thinking?
Mom,
What's the matter?
my water just broke.
Oh no!
Ellie! I figured you were done cleaning, so I came home expecting to spend a relaxing New Year's Day in my sparkling clean house, but what the hell? You didn't clean anything! You even left the rags and buckets out in the hallway! Thanks for ruining my New Year's, you ungrateful woman. You knew the deal. This means divorce, Ellie! Where are you? You gotta sign the divorce papers, so hurry up and get back here.
Both Ellie and the baby
Huh?
are in critical condition.
What are you talking about? Wait a minute, this isn't Ellie, is it?
Right you are. I'm watching over Ellie's phone for the moment.
Huh? Who the hell are you?
I'm going to message you from my own phone momentarily. That should clear things up.
Who do you think you are? What gives you the right to butt into this? It's between me and my wife.
Hello, Marshall.
Oh, hey, Mom. Happy New Year.
Oh, do not Happy New Year me, Marshall. I did not raise you to be such a pathetic, sniveling child.
Mom, what's wrong? Why are you angry at me?
Didn't you just get a message from Ellie's Line account? I told you I would message you from my own phone.
Wait, that was you, Mom?
Of course it was, you nincompoop.
Wait, but I thought you were at home. What are you doing with Ellie and why do you have her phone? Oh, I see what's going on. Ellie's at your place, right? She probably told you all sorts of ridiculous things to get you on her side, right? That's just like her. Mom, don't listen to a word she says. I have no idea what she told you, but she's been using her pregnancy as an excuse to treat me terribly lately. She even tried to skip out on her animal cleaning. Can you believe it?
What I can't believe is that you would make her clean the whole house so close to the baby's birth.
Oh no, you too, Mom. What's the big deal? The baby isn't due for 3 days.
Ellie is in the delivery room as we speak.
What?
Her water broke when I messaged her this morning to see how she was doing, and she asked me for help. I called an ambulance for her, and your father and I both rushed to the hospital to be with her. We also called Ellie's father. He's here with us right now, too. The doctor said both Ellie and the baby are in critical condition. All we can do now is wait and pray for the best.
Well, for real? But why would the baby be born so early? Me and my brother were born a day or two before the due date, but Ellie had 3 whole days left.
3 days is a long time for a full-term pregnant woman.
Is it really?
You didn't know that? Just what have you been doing all this time Ellie has been pregnant? Have you learned nothing?
Well, I mean,
And by the way, you told me that Ellie was going to stay with a relative for the birth and that she wouldn't be at home, didn't you?
I didn't want you to worry about her. Plus, I thought that if I spoiled her too much, that she would never become a good mother.
It's not Ellie's abilities as a mother that have me concerned. It is yours as a father.
Hey, what hospital are you at?
I don't believe you, Marshall. You don't even know your wife's doctor?
Hey, it's not my body.
Marshall, don't bother coming.
What? Wait, Mom, hold on.
I'll ask Ellie herself whether she wants to see you or wants you to meet the baby. When she makes a decision, I'll let you know.
Come on, give me a break.
You're a terrible man to have done this to your own wife. And think of Ellie's father. He trusted you to care for his daughter and gave his blessing to your marriage. And this is how you repay him?
But
No buts, Marshall.
But...
Didn't you say you'd get divorced if the house wasn't cleaned? There's still a high probability of you getting your wish.
Huh? Do you mean...
So you'll have to have that discussion as well.
No, I don't want to get divorced.
Hush, you petulant child.
Mom, aren't you going to take my side?
I said hush. I'll update you later on Ellie and the baby's conditions. But you should be prepared for the possibility you never see them again.
No, please no.
That is the gravity of what you've done today, Marshall. If you still don't understand, then think long and hard until you do.
Why is this happening?
Ellie and the baby made it through just fine. She's been staying with her father and the baby ever since getting out of the hospital. And as for my son, one day Ellie's lawyer came by the house, delivered the demands for damages and child support, and had Marshall sign the divorce papers. Their divorce was finalized that very day. He's constantly whining that he needs money, and it seems like he needs another lesson. So we asked a friend of ours who owns a construction company to straighten him out. So with the aid of his enthusiastic colleagues, he's now embarking on the long and painful road to becoming a decent human being. My husband and I are planning to cut him out of our lives. And after a kind invitation by Ellie, we're considering moving somewhere closer to her and her father so that we can see our grandchild.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Lisa. I just got off the train.
Okay, I hope you have a good trip. I know it's probably too late Stan. I hope the business trip's going well. Is everything okay? I just checked my phone and saw about 1 million missed calls. You surprised me. I fell asleep on the sofa while watching TV last night. I think I must have been super tired. Anyway, what's up? Did you want to hear my voice 'cause you miss me? You're so cute.
Huh? Lisa? Huh? What the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? Why are you acting all weird, Stan? You're scaring me.
Huh? This makes no sense. What's going on? Are you safe?
Of course I am. You really have a nervous temperament, don't you? I've never met someone this bad before.
Are you lying to me? Is this really Lisa? I don't. Lisa, I need you to tell me. Where are you right now? You have no idea how much I've been worrying about you. Where are you?
Where? I'm at the house, obviously. Where else would I be? I'm here with Liam.
What? You're inside the house? How is that possible?
How is it possible? Well, we're kinda just here. I just cooked us breakfast. That boy sure loves his pancakes. I'm thinking of taking him out to do a spot of morning shopping around 9.
No. Just wait a sec. What? You're telling me that you and Liam are inside of our house right now? The two of you are there together?
Duh, obviously. How many times do I need to repeat myself? He's been with me the whole morning. He's so lively today.
wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
And told never to contact them again. At which point, she ended up having nowhere to go but her lover's place. I heard they're struggling big time to keep up with the compensation and child support payments they owe. And they're now up to their necks in debt and constantly trying to pin the blame on each other. As for me and Liam, we moved to a new apartment nearby and are currently in the process of starting our new lives together. As always, Glenda, my mother-in-law, continues to play a big part in Liam's life. She absolutely adores him, and his face lights up whenever he hears she's coming over, because he knows it means he'll get spoiled. Me and my son are gonna go at it as a two-man team from here on out.
Louise! It was great to see you again earlier.
Oh, Luna. Sure, me too.
Ugh, I see you're as gloomy as ever. We finally got to meet again 3 years after you left the company. You should be a little more pleased.
Well, to be honest, I'm not pleased.
What? Why? I'm your big brother's fiance, you know. Your future sister-in-law. I'll be your big sister before long.
The thought of the person responsible for getting me chased out of the company being my brother's fiance is more than a little unpleasant.
Oh, come on. That was way back.
Way back? To me, it was only 3 years ago. I got fired because you spread a rumor that I was stalking one of the company executives. To tell you the truth, seeing your face again made me feel sick. Or rather, I actually threw up.
Oh, so that's why you disappeared halfway through, LOL. Don't exaggerate. Anyway, mine and Tommy's marriage is already decided, so do your best to get used to me, okay?
Hey, big bro, there's something I want to talk to you about. Can you give me a minute?
What is it? I don't have time to waste on you. Make it quick.
Thanks. It's about Luna.
Huh? What about Luna?
did you know she was my coworker at the company I used to work at?
Yeah, I heard yesterday. She was the only one who had your back when you were being accused of stalking, right?
What?
You're lucky someone kind enough to help the likes of you is going to be your sister-in-law. After we get married, you better do everything she says and get out of your way to make her happy.
That's not true.
Huh?
It's not true. She's the one who spread the stalking rumor in the first place.
What? Watch your mouth! Do not insult my fiancé!
But
What the hell is with you? Who would try to discredit such an amazing woman? No way. Could it be that you actually were stalking him back then?
no, I wasn't. What I said about Luna is true.
I just spoke to Mom, Dad, and Luna about what you said.
Huh?
Luna broke down in tears, and Mom and Dad sighed at what an embarrassment of a daughter you are.
Are you all together?
The four of us are at a restaurant now.
But what about me?
If you were here, you'd cause a gloomy atmosphere. Anyway, looks like we did the right thing not to bring you. Get out of the house!
What?
You're not getting away with insulting my fiancé. At this rate, you'd probably end up bullying her when she moves in after we get married.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't trust you. Here's a message from Dad. You have until the end of this week to find somewhere else to live and get out. That's what he said.
Even if you say that all of a sudden.
You turned into a neat shut-in after getting fired from your last job. This is just the medicine you need.
A neat shut-in? I told you, I work from home. If not for Luna, I wouldn't be so anxious about going out and working in an office in the first place.
Don't change the subject. Do not insult the person I love. Get your stuff together and get out.
Right. No matter what I say, you won't believe me, will you?
That's because I have no reason to believe you. Even way back when. Ever since you were a kid, whenever you were asked to do something, you'd always do a second-rate job. You're nothing like me. Everyone's always loved me because I've walked the elite's path my whole life.
Fine. I'll leave soon. In any case, I can't look at Luna's face without wanting to throw up, so I can't live with her anyway.
I said, do not insult my fiancé!
Once I'm gone, I'll never contact you again.
Great. Please don't.
Hey, Louise, I heard. You got kicked out of the house, huh? What a relief.
Does it really make you that happy?
Well, I was kind of looking forward to bullying you into submission, but I'll be less stressed with you gone, so I guess I'm grateful.
I see.
Anyway, hurry and get out, okay? Because I'll be having your bedroom when you're gone.
I'm sure you'll take great pleasure in that. I was only ever nothing but an obstacle to you after all.
Toodles!
Louise, it's been a while.
Who's this?
I think you know. It's Tommy, your big brother.
What do you want?
Hey, show some respect. That's no way to talk to me after I went out of my way to contact you, the rudest person I've met in my life.
Rude? What do you mean?
You didn't tell your family you got married, did you?
Oh, that. I did tell you that I'd never contact you again after I left the house, and you're the one who agreed with me. I'm not even sure why I didn't block you.
Cut the crap. More importantly, I have something important to talk to you about.
What?
I need you to get me $75,000 before the end of the month.
What?
Don't bother trying to hide it. I know you married an up-and-coming young businessman.
Oh, you know.
One of my coworkers is your old classmate. I was shocked when he first told me.
Is that what you meant just now when you called me rude?
That's right. I'll consider your apology included in the $75,000. You're finally going to do something useful for our family. You should be honored.
LOL. I did wonder what you were gonna say.
Huh?
Is this domineering attitude really the way to speak to someone you're asking a favor from? Because all I can hear is a desperate little man with delusions of grandeur throwing a tantrum.
What did you just say? I don't need to hear that from someone who just married a guy for his money.
I'm not sure what exactly you think is going on here, but me and him started dating back in high school.
Huh?
I didn't want you bad-mouthing him too, so I hid the fact I had a boyfriend. We've been dating for over 10 years, so he's fully aware of my family's circumstances. And when I was accused of being a stalker and chased out of my job, he believed me and stayed by my side. We decided we wouldn't be introducing him or announcing the marriage to you after discussing it with his parents.
That's a different matter. Getting hold of this $75,000 is your duty for your family.
What do you want $75,000 for?
Huh?
You say it so casually, but that's a lot of money. You think I'm just gonna do what you say without a reason?
We're renovating the house. It's your family home too, so it's the least you could do.
Nope.
What?
But even putting that aside, I don't trust your reason for wanting it in the first place.
Watch your mouth!
So yeah, basically, this conversation's over.
Wait!
Bye!
Whoa, Louise, you married that young businessman? That's amazing. You did well to bag yourself such a high-spec guy.
What?
Hurry up and introduce me to him.
Why?
He's wasted on you, so I'll take him off your hands.
Is this why you contacted me after 5 years? Are you crazy?
Well, someone's self-assured.
You're my brother's wife. You are aware that a relationship with anyone but my
Brother would be cheating, right?
Ew, look who's all cocky now. I understand that marrying such a high-spec guy probably gave you a confidence boost.
Is that all you wanted to say?
What?
My brother contacted me yesterday as well. The things he said were equally moronic. You're the perfect couple.
Hey!
I bet you're here to pester me for cash, right?
Huh?
My brother ordered me to give him $75,000 out of the blue. I thought it was weird, so I asked a friend who I thought might be in the know. When I did, I found out that you're in $75,000 worth of debt. And the reason it's so high is because you borrowed from a black market company. So it snowballed into $75,000 because of the absurd interest rates.
I didn't know it was a legal loan.
You should research who you're going into business with before you do any business with them. Even if you lose everything, they won't let you off the hook till you've paid them back every penny. And what's more, you borrowed in my brother's and parents' names too, didn't you?
Well, I couldn't borrow under my own name anymore.
Even so, that doesn't mean you should drag your husband and his parents into your mess.
I won't be spoken to like that by someone who got booted out.
You're right, but I'd never treat my husband or his family like that. They're too important to me.
Huh?
As far as being wives, our positions are the same. But if it had been me, I would never cause so much trouble for my husband or his parents. That's why I'm criticizing you.
Fine. Can I have $75,000 then? I'm willing to take back what I said about taking your husband from you. But if you don't want your husband to find out about your stalker past, I suggest you get me the $75,000 immediately.
You do know that misunderstanding was cleared up, right?
No, LOL. It ended with you getting fired. Surely you can see it's going to take a miracle for him to believe you.
Good grief, you're something else. Hey Luna, has it not occurred to you that you reach a point of no return after going through life as such a dimwit for so long?
What do you mean?
I told my brother too. Me and my husband have been dating since high school.
Huh? High school?
So he knows about the whole stalker affair. He also knows it was a misunderstanding. He also knows that it was you who spread the rumor. Also, he knows the person who was really stalking the executive was you, Luna.
Huh? That's nonsense.
My husband hired a private investigator to look into it back then.
A private investigator?
Moving behind the scenes, he gathered evidence proving that I wasn't the one doing the stalking. The only reason I didn't release your name at the time is because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of you resenting me.
Wait, you're lying, right?
My husband had my back the whole time, and we watched it all unfold together. That's why your threat is meaningless. He wouldn't give a suspicious woman like you the time of day anyway. It goes without saying, but I won't be helping my brother or parents either.
That being the case, good luck paying off the debt entirely on your own.
So, that $75,000 worth of debt was apparently from when she ended up having an affair with the executive she'd been stalking. She started paying him contributions so he wouldn't dump her, which eventually amounted to $75,000. My brother found out the truth, but he was so proud of his reputation as being elite that he lacked the courage to go through with the divorce due to how it might affect his image in the eyes of the world. He attempted to have me, his little sister, who he looks down on and sees as gullible, take on the debt on their behalf. Sadly, that ended in failure. To add insult to injury, some scary-looking debt collectors began a merciless assault on my brother's workplace. When word of his massive debt got out, he voluntarily resigned before they could fire him. Him and my parents had to give up their house, and he and Luna, who started working night jobs, got divorced. Now, they're all spending their days separately, working themselves to exhaustion to pay off the debt.
This is Anna's line, right? It's me, Ned. Don't you remember?
Ned, I'm not sure.
It's been a really long time, hasn't it?
I sort of remember such a name, but I'm pretty sure I deleted that name from my consciousness 7 years ago. I have nothing to say to you, Ned. Goodbye.
Hey, come on. Don't be like that. I have something really important to tell you.
Important? What can that be? I know. Are you going to give me my life back? I'm really busy, so...
Come on, just give me a minute. It also has to do with your little sister.
My little sister? You mean Helen?
It's really serious, so a little time, please. I figured you should know. I mean, you're her big sister. I got a friend of mine to tell me your line info, and here I am.
I really don't know what to make of all this. So what is it?
Helen, she got herself a new guy and just took off.
Okay.
She left the divorce papers, so I signed it and sent it in.
Oh, I see.
You don't really seem to care much.
You think?
I mean, she's your younger sister. I thought you'd show a little more concern, even panic.
Yeah, well, if she was a normal sister, yeah, maybe that might be true.
She's not a normal sister?
You just said it yourself. She got a new guy and took off. That's normal in your book? And with Helen, well, it's not the first time.
Huh? Really?
Come on, Ned, don't act so surprised. You guys did exactly that to me, don't you remember?
Well...
We were living together when Helen started going to that college. She moved into a room on a different floor in our apartment. And when I was busy at work, the two of you got together and betrayed me. You do remember what happened after that, right? You quit your job and left the divorce papers on the kitchen table and took off. As for Helen, she dropped out of college and left the apartment. She went to your folks' place out in the country and started living there, right?
Yeah. Well, that was because...
I was all alone. I took the papers, signed it, and sent it in. I had to cover for you guys. She just moved out of her apartment, didn't even bother to tell the landlord. I couldn't live there alone, so I had to do all the paperwork for both apartments. Then all the hassle of moving back into my folks' place. On top of all that, I did all the administrative paperwork needed down at City Hall, even some documents your office needed. I was working on a project at work too. You can't imagine how busy I was. All because you lovebirds decided to fly off together.
Right. I'm really sorry about that.
If you're truly sorry, please don't ever contact me again. Goodbye.
Hold on a second. I'm not finished telling you the main part. The reason I contacted you. Please, just hear me out a little bit longer. Please! This could affect your future too!
Huh? What do I have to do with any of this?
I assure you, it's really important, so please. If you don't listen, you'll definitely regret it. Please, listen.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, what is it?
Could you help me raise my son?
Huh? You want me to help you raise your son? You have a son?
Yeah, Helen and I, we had a child. He's 10 months old now. His name is Adam. He's super cute. You'd fall in love with him.
So, what do you want from me?
Huh?
Did you hit your head this morning? I'm not going to raise your child.
But it's the right thing to do, right?
Huh? Say again?
Okay, just think about it. You're my ex-wife. Of course, I divorced you and married your younger sister. But the fact is, Adam is my son and your sister's child, which makes us relatives. It seems obvious that with Adam's mother gone, you, the next of kin, and my ex-wife should raise the child. That seems like the most common sense thing to do.
Did you just make all that up?
No, as my ex-wife, you now have the responsibility as a mother to take care of this child. I want you to get back together with me once again and become Adam's mother.
I think you have a few screws loose.
Come on, Anna. Don't you have any compassion for your son?
He's not my son. I think you call him what was that word? Oh yeah, my nephew. Besides, I've never met my nephew before in my life. I really don't know if I will find him cute or not. And another thing, haven't you even considered if I was even married?
No way you're married!
You sound pretty confident. How can you be so sure?
Anna, you're being a little too irresponsible, aren't you?
Irresponsible? I think you mean unrelated. This does not concern me. Okay, I think I've heard enough. See ya.
Hey, hold on a second. Anna!
Hey, Ned! What the hell are you doing standing outside my office with your baby in your arms? What is wrong with you?
Hey, Anna. Hey, I heard all about you. So, you quit your job and now you run your own business? The president, I hear.
What has that got to do with anything?
Well, obviously. That means, financially, we don't have to worry about bringing up little Adam.
Huh? Are you nuts?
Come on! Don't be like that! I mean, we're getting back together. And the two of us are going to raise our little son together. You can't fault me for caring about how our son will be raised, right? We want to provide the best for him.
You are totally off your rocker. I have zero intention of getting back together with you. He's your son, and technically he's only my nephew. And I have no intention of bringing up my younger sister's kid. I thought I already said that to you the other day. Please, I don't want anything to do with you. Get lost.
Listen, Anna, what you're doing is something that's against all social norms.
Social norms? So what you did to me is okay. What you're saying is totally irrational and absurd. You definitely need to check into the nearest mental institution. Shall I call them for you?
Huh? What did you just say? It's not something you say to your loving husband.
I'm calling the mental hospital right now. Like I said, I have zero intention of getting back together with you.
That's the worst thing a mother can say!
How many times do I have to say this? I am not Adam's mother.
Anyway, at this rate, you'll never get married, you won't have kids, just a 40-ish woman with a bleak future. If you think about your future, getting back with me is the best option you have. You take my advice now, and people will see you as a compassionate and responsible person, worthy to be a member of society.
Oh, really? Who do you think you are lecturing me? So, if I'm married and have a kid, you'll consider me a mature and responsible woman? Is that it?
That's right. Finally, you're coming to your senses, I see. Okay, I brought the marriage papers with me. So sign it, and we begin a new life together. And you'll be Adam's mother. How cool is that? We can head right over to City Hall on your lunch break. What do you say? We need to sign all the papers and officially make Adam your son, not your nephew. LOL. Oh yeah, and we need to get all the papers in order, so our son inherits what he deserves.
Excuse me? No need for all that.
Huh?
I already have 2 children. Sorry.
Huh?
Okay, let's get down to the main topic, shall we?
The main topic?
So, since you left me, you've been unemployed, right?
Where'd you hear?
I had you checked out. Your parents were supporting you all these years, but since they entered the old folks' home, Helen was working at some hostess club and fell for one of the customers, and we know what happened after that. So, you had nowhere else to turn. So, you heard I had started my own business and became the CEO. You then concocted this absurd plan to get back together with me. All you thought of me was for me to be your patron, your maid, and your babysitter. Is that about right?
Yeah, well, I was,
But you know what? After you left me, I met a really nice guy, and we got married.
Huh?
And this company, my husband and I built this company.
What?
Oh, and for your information, my husband is the vice president.
No way! This is BS! You can't be married!
But I am. Fortunately, I was able to beat the 40-ish mark and get married and have 2 beautiful kids.
You're making it all up!
Well, you can confirm it all with my friends if you like. You mentioned inheritance. Sorry, but I'm going to leave that to my kids. They deserve it more. You have nothing to do with any of this, so please get lost. After I explained my situation to him, he eventually backed down. But I was a bit concerned about my nephew and contacted my mother-in-law about him. She was as surprised as I was when I told her. She had no idea. She immediately contacted Ned and worked things out with him. Apparently, a distant relative agreed to take Adam in as their adopted son. Then a few months later, I heard that my little sister Helen came sulking back to Ned's place. But when she heard that Adam had been adopted by a relative, she was furious. And Ned, obviously, became furious too. Well, I heard that a fierce battle ensued afterwards. As a result, they got kicked out of the apartment and made to pay damages. Seems they really screwed up the apartment walls. To think that these people were my ex and my younger sister. Fortunately, I never plan to see either of them ever again. I'm not going to let them ruin my life again.
Hey, Michelle? Do you have any idea where my credit card went?
Huh? Why ask me? I don't know anything about it.
I can't seem to find it since yesterday.
You probably dropped it somewhere. You're always losing stuff.
Yeah, but it's not possible I dropped it. I currently have 2 cards. I usually leave one at home and leave one in my wallet. The one that's missing is the one I usually leave at home. I can understand misplacing the one I carry, but the one at home? Kinda weird.
Yeah, that is strange.
I use that one when purchasing online stuff, so it's always in my desk drawer. I checked last night, and it was gone.
You don't use it much. Only when buying stuff online, right? Weird that you just happened to check.
I was just going to check how much I used this month. I was looking at my credit card app on my smartphone, and I happened to see a purchase I was not aware of.
Huh? That's not good.
Yeah, right? So I checked my desk drawer, and that's when I realized it was gone. I have no recollection of taking it out. Not good, huh?
No, not good at all. Maybe you should take a deep breath and search your desk and the vicinity one more time. Might still be in the house somewhere. That unknown purchase, too. Maybe you were drunk one night and used it. I'll help you find it as soon as I get home.
I spent all night looking for it last night. I even checked all my online purchases, but still can't seem to find it. And I didn't make any unusual purchases. It was stolen for sure. Someone's using it.
Stolen, huh? Someone stole it out of the drawer at home? Which means someone broke into the house.
Not sure if someone broke in. Besides, I started doing work remotely from home last month.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I haven't had time to go out much. I've been pretty much stuck at home the last month. So I can't imagine someone breaking in. I mean, I would notice, right? In addition, nothing besides the credit card is missing. Yeah, no way someone broke in and stole it.
I see your point. Strange things do happen, I guess. Anyways, it wouldn't hurt to look for it one more time. I'll give you a hand.
You know what? I'm just putting this out there, but it wasn't you, was it?
Huh? Are you serious? You think I stole it? You're accusing me? Your own girlfriend?
I don't mean to point the finger at you, but I mean, who else could walk in and take the card out of my desk? We're living together. Obviously, you would be the first person anybody would suspect, right? I'm home all day, but if I was asleep, you could easily walk into my room and borrow it, right?
Yeah, but how could you pin it on me without any evidence? That's just plain rude. I would never steal anything from you.
Yeah, well, I don't want to believe it, but when I said earlier that it might have been used without my permission, you seemed unconcerned. And the way you're insisting on helping me find it, it sounds like you're looking for an opportunity to put it back.
How could you say that? Accuse me like that without hesitation. I did not steal your credit card. Besides, I didn't even know it was there. I thought you just lost it. I offered to help you find it out of concern. But you call me a thief? You're pathetic.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? How could I blame you? I'm really sorry for accusing you.
Well, as long as you understand, it hurts, but I forgive you. But if you so much as hint that I did anything like that again, I'm going to break it off with you.
Yeah, I understand. I'll never treat you like that again, so please forgive me.
Yeah, okay. Let's look for it together when I get home.
No, that's okay. I'll take care of it myself.
Take care of it yourself?
Yeah. Maybe it was just my misunderstanding. I may well have taken it with me, just forgot about it. It happens. Maybe I dropped it somewhere, and then someone picked it up and used it. Anyways, I'm going to contact the card company and go out for a bit. This may take a bit of time, and someone may visit later. So, maybe it would be better if you stayed at a hotel or go to your folks' house tonight.
Not sure what you're getting at.
Well, someone obviously has my card and is using it illegally, so I'm going to the police. This is a crime. It can't be forgiven so easily.
Being a little overdramatic, don't you think?
Huh? Why?
I mean, come on, the police? Really? You're blowing it all out of proportion. It's just a misplaced card.
Hold on a second. It's not just a card. It's a credit card. If used, it's automatically deducted from my bank account. It's the same as being robbed. I mean, you'd go to the police too if someone stole your money, right?
Yeah, I suppose so, but...
Oh, no need to worry. I won't mention you or anything, so you didn't even know the credit card was in the drawer, right? You have absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with all this? So relax, and I'll take care of all this.
I wasn't worried about that. I mean, this is only about a few $100, right? No need to get the cops involved.
The amount really doesn't matter. This is a crime. Credit card fraud is what it is. If found guilty, the perpetrator could face a fine or even jail time.
Jail time?
Depending on the scale of the fraud, people can face 5 or 10 years in jail. There are also thousands of dollars in fines.
Thousands of dollars in fines?
Getting a lawyer and going through all the court proceedings is going to be a hassle, but I need to find the perpetrator. Okay, anyways, I'm heading to the police department now.
Hold on. Neil, just wait. Okay. I admit it.
You admit what?
I was the one who stole your credit card. I used it without permission.
Yeah, I figured as much. I knew right away it was you.
You knew right away? So you knew right from the start. Is that what you're saying?
Of course. I mean, look at the situation. You're the only one who could have taken it. You were acting really strange, so I was just stringing you along so you'd fess up.
You played me for a fool? How could you be so cruel?
Playing the victim here, are you? You're the one who stole the card and bought whatever it is you bought, so don't act so innocent.
I was just going to borrow it for a while. I was going to put it right back.
That's not the point. This is a crime any way you look at it.
If you hadn't made a big stink out of it, it would have just been a minor squabble over some petty cash. It wouldn't have become a crime.
That's not the point! Forget it. So, what are you going to do now?
Huh? What do you mean?
Are you going to repay me for the stuff you bought? Or would you rather we go to the cops and have you arrested?
I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back every penny. Such a darn penny pincher. If we were married, the money would be both of ours to use as we like. So stop bellyaching about a little money.
Huh? Who's going to marry you?
Huh?
You're the one who stole from me, completely shattering any trust I had in you. And you still think we can continue this relationship? Sorry, but this relationship ends right here.
Huh? Seriously? Why?
Why? I mean, think about what you did. Yeah, I'm going out with you, but basically we're strangers. And you used my credit card without permission. That's fraud. How could I go out with a girl like that? Much less marry.
But that's why I said I would repay you. Why does that have to do with us getting married?
As I said, I have zero trust in you after what you pulled. Do you expect me to live the rest of my life with a thief? It's just not going to happen. So that's that.
But you just can't.
Oh yeah, and Michelle, can you tell me where and how much you spent using my card?
Huh? I suppose I used it at the supermarket and at the coffee shop. Maybe about $400 total.
Still being dishonest, are you? The amounts you spent and where you spent is all recorded on my credit card app. You used the card at that ritzy club downtown numerous times. Total? $5,000.
Huh? Did I seriously use that much?
You tend to lose track when using a card, especially someone else's. You realize you almost surpassed the limit. And at that club? That's probably the most expensive place in the city. You were apparently paying some guy for favors, too.
I'm really sorry.
I can expect to be paid in the near future, I presume? All $5,000?
Hold on. I really don't have that kind of money on hand.
Okay, I'll contact your folks. I'll have them pay on your behalf. I have to send all your stuff to them anyways. I have to contact them, so I mean...
Please, hold on. I'll pay you back, so don't mention the credit card stuff to my folks. I'll pay you back little by little. I promise.
finally come to your senses, I see. If you run, I'll call the cops.
Okay, I got it.
That means we're done here. I expect every penny to be paid back. You do understand, don't you, Michelle? After that conversation, I immediately called Michelle's folks and informed them that we had separated. I packed all of Michelle's stuff and sent them off to them. COD, of course. When I told them about our separation, they asked me the reason. I told them she used my money to pay some guy she was going out with. After a while, she texted me cursing me for telling her parents. But I told her that I didn't tell them about using my credit card and spending thousands of dollars. That shut her up. A few days later, for some reason, $5,000 was deposited into my account from her folks. Guess she confessed. Well, her parents were not very happy, as you can imagine. I'm sure they'll make her pay it all back. I heard she's working day and night to reimburse them. I suppose it's a little my fault. I was a bit careless too. From now on, I'm not going to leave my credit card laying around the house, but instead, carry it with me. Can't be too careful these days.
Alice, are you there? Where are you? Reply to me.
Oh, Stephanie. Long time no see.
Never mind a long time no see. What do you think you're doing turning down my wedding invitation? You mean you're not coming?
Huh?
I invited you to my lavish wedding because I felt bad for you being a pitiful reject with no friends. And you had the nerve to send it back with the not attending box ticked? What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm busy that day.
It's my wedding day, for heaven's sake. You should be dropping all your plans and rushing at the chance to give me and my fiancé your blessing. Isn't that what best friends are for?
Best friends? Who?
Me and you, obviously. Did you forget all about how close we were in college? There was you living out your days on campus in introverted solitude with a life less exciting than a pile of rocks. When I, the queen of all extroverts, unparalleled in beauty and popularity, was so kind to shine a beam of hope on your tragic existence and became your friend.
You mean you just wanted me to hang out with you to make yourself look better? That hardly qualifies us as best friends. If anything, it just makes you a selfish narcissist. Anyway, Taylor is my best friend.
Huh? Taylor? You mean that filthy peasant with no parents who's so poor she couldn't even afford to buy lunch? That Taylor?
I'd prefer if you didn't talk about my friend that way.
Isn't it the truth, though? Lol. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to business. I want to give you the maid of honor speech at my wedding.
What?
Plus, you can sing and play piano, right? I heard you were pretty good. I want you to perform for everyone after your speech.
No, I made it very clear when I returned the invitation that I won't be attending. My schedule's full up.
Well, you should make room in it to attend your best friend's wedding.
Besides, why would you send me the invitation with less than a month to go until the ceremony? Even if I wanted to go, it'd be impossible on the timescale.
Well, make it possible then.
No, it's impossible because I have important business on that day I absolutely cannot get out of.
What? You mean there's something more important than my wedding?
That's exactly what I mean.
Go on then, what is it?
My boss's wedding.
Seriously? You'd miss your best friend's wedding to go to some random guy from work's wedding instead?
He's my boss, not some rando. And actually, he's a great guy who's always been there for me. I think it makes perfect sense to prioritize him over you.
Are you saying I wasn't there for you back in college? You probably wouldn't have even made it through without me.
The only thing I remember are your weird attempts to one-up me and put me down in front of everyone.
No.
Anyway, I can't help but feel that the only reason you sent me an invitation is because everyone else declined you. So you sent me one in an attempt to bolster the number, so that people who do attend don't realize everyone actually hates you. Sound accurate? like that at all. I hit the bullseye, didn't I? I mean, come on, really? Best friends? Don't make me laugh. I'm done with this conversation. Good luck with your wedding.
I'm sorry to contact you out of the blue like this. Am I right in thinking this is Alice's number?
Maybe it is, but who's this?
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Richard Bigglesworth. I'm your best friend Stephanie's fiancé. I apologize again for contacting you so suddenly, but I found your number on Steph's phone.
I see. So, what could Stephanie's fiancé possibly want with me?
I'll just come straight out with it. Why don't you attend our wedding?
Huh?
Surely you should be there to give your best friend your blessing on the most important day of her life. She broke down in tears. She invited you because she wanted her closest friend to be there on the happiest day of her life. It's a day that only comes around once, you know. But she said you suddenly returned the invite with "not attending" checked.
I see. Like I told Stephanie, I have an urgent engagement on that day, so I can't come.
Yes, and I'm telling you that the way you've gone about this is just wrong. You've been downright inconsiderate and disrespectful, I tell you. Despite the fact you returned the invitation agreeing to give a speech and piano performance a whole 3 months ago. You have the nerve to pull out now all of a sudden, with less than a month left until the wedding day.
What? The invitation only came last week.
Excuse me?
Plus, I don't know if it was because she didn't know my address, but it was sent to my parents' house of all places. I immediately sent it back, making my intention not to attend crystal clear. And then Stephanie messaged me 2 days ago. She demanded that I attend no matter what, seemingly having no concern whatsoever for the fact that I already have plans of my own. That was also the first I'd heard of the speech and piano performance. Obviously, I told her that it was impossible to.
Wait, what? None of this makes sense.
It's exactly like I said. I didn't even know she was getting married until the invitation showed up at my parents' place last week.
Say what now? To think you call yourself a best friend. That's abhorrent.
Listen, Richard, you don't seem like a bad guy, so I'm going to explain this to you nicely. But me and Stephanie haven't spoke since college. It's been over 7 years. 7 years without so much as a single message exchanged between us. I haven't seen from her, heard from her, or even about her in all that time. Can you really call us best friends?
What? None of this adds up.
What's more, if I had to say one way or the other, far from being friends, I'd say we didn't actually get on that well at all.
Really? Forgive me for asking you this, but do you think there's any chance her sending you an invitation might have something to do with the fact so many people, particularly people she listed as close friends, are turning down the invites?
Are there really that many?
About 90% of the invites she sent were declined.
90%? Jeez. Does that mean, while being fully aware of the situation, you messaged me without harboring a single doubt as to why no one wants to associate with her?
You were listed number 1 as her closest friend, but she did say there was a chance you may have betrayed her.
Betrayed her? How?
Forgive me for dragging up the past here, Alice, but she told me the story of the time you and her were fighting over a certain boy in college. Eventually, that boy chose her over you, and they started dating. She explained how the two of you made peace a few days later, but she did say there was a hostile atmosphere for a little while because you were jealous. I did think that you holding a grudge against her for what happened back then made sense as a potential explanation for you not coming to the wedding.
If you want to hear my side of the story, it sounds like she's playing fast and loose with the facts of what actually happened to suit her ends and manipulate you.
I see. What exactly was Steph like during college?
I'd appreciate it if you went down that rabbit hole yourself. I hope you don't think I'm being rude, but I have no intention of talking at length about my personal affairs with someone I don't know.
I see. I understand. Sorry again for the inconvenience, and thank you for your time.
Alice, you scheming witch! What the hell did you say to him?
What do you want?
My fiancé broke off the engagement. You're behind this somehow. I know it! What did you do?
I see. Well, I wouldn't exactly go as far as saying I did something.
Why did he dump me then? Explain now! Your name was mentioned, Alice. I know you were involved. Don't think you're getting away with this.
Listen, Steph. Richard's the one who contacted me.
What? Why?
He messaged me out of the blue and started giving me a hard time about not being able to attend the wedding. All I did was explain my reasons why. I also set him straight on the facts that me and you aren't best friends, or even regular friends, or acquaintances. And that, in fact, I've never liked you. After that, I politely requested he did his own research and leave me alone.
What have you done? This is awful! Do you have any idea how much damage you've caused? You could have told a couple of white lies for me. What would have been the harm? Aren't we friends?
No. Do you have any idea how many people you made cry in my immediate surroundings back then?
What?
As far as I know, and I suspect there are probably more, firstly, there's my best friend Taylor, my little sister, 2 of my classmates from college, plus 1 freshman and 1 senior, and finally me. That makes a grand total of 7. Every single one of us had our boyfriends stolen by you. When you were on a particularly rotten streak, you had 2 or 3 guys on the go simultaneously. Not only that, you strutted around campus with your head held high, boasting of your accomplishments to anyone who'd listen, and relentlessly mocking your victims. What was your favorite line again? Oh yeah.
This is just how life is when you're as beautiful as me.
The fact that you've just had your engagement broken off 7 years later suggests to me that you probably haven't changed your ways since becoming an adult and entering society.
It's not my fault guys want me. If anything, it's their fault for not leaving me alone.
Were you born completely devoid of reason?
What?
I remember how you used to strut around flirting with other guys even when you knew they have girlfriends. Or how you'd welcome the advances of other guys even when you already had a boyfriend or boyfriends. The worst part was, you actually seemed to take pleasure in wrecking other couples' relationships. You seem to be lacking the bare minimum of reason required to exist in human society, Stephanie.
Don't be so mean.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that you totally deserve to get dumped by your fiancé and have the engagement broken off on this occasion. At the very least, you should use this as an opportunity to reflect on your life up until now and ask yourself why it might be that people consistently seem to want nothing to do with you. Goodbye. Richard messaged me again a couple of days later, apologizing profusely for the hassle his ex-fiancée had caused me. Our messages made him suspect her, and as well as keeping a close eye on her day-to-day movements, he conducted a thorough background check. When he did, he stumbled on an intricate web of lies involving several affairs, some of which he's still in the process of exposing. As things stand, his investigations have unearthed a whopping 3 secret lovers. On top of breaking the engagement, he not only took Stephanie to court for compensation, but all 3 of her lovers too. Obviously, the compensation also included the cost of the now cancelled wedding ceremony and honeymoon. It turns out their own wedding was intended to be quite the extravagant affair, the total cost amounting to somewhere in the region of an unbelievable $70,000, including the damages owed for the 3 affairs. She now owes over $76,000, and not being partially well off financially, is now desperately trying to claw her way out of self-induced debt hell. I don't know whether it's because she's super poor now, but my best friend Taylor said she saw her disappearing into a crowd of people the other day, wearing ripped clothes that looked like they hadn't been washed in weeks, and clutching some half-eaten bread crust like her life depended on it.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.